G'day Year 7s, and no, I haven't worked on my introduction at all, so welcome to our next video tutorial. I will get there. Exercise 1H, estimating and rounding. Alright, many theoretical and practical problems do not need precise or exact answers. Alright, so sometimes we don't need exact answers, we can just estimate. Alright, no example of that is I often, when I'm shopping, fruit and vegetable shopping, if I'm looking at how much I've got as my budget and how much I can afford to pay for potatoes, for example, it may be the potatoes might be $3.80 per kilo, and so I can work out if I want to buy like 3 kilos, I'll work out around about how much it's going to cost me. All right, I don't have to know exactly, but if I can get sort of round about where it's going to be, I sort of know whether I'm in getting close to my budget or not. Okay, so there's an example of where I used estimating anyway. Okay, in such situations, reasonable estimations can provide enough information to solve the problem. The total revenue, so for example, the total revenue from the Australian Open Tennis Tournament depends on crowd numbers. Estimates would be used before the tournament begins to predict these numbers. An estimate for the total revenue might be 8 million, for example. So though the final value might be 8.364 million or 7.458 million, but they just give just a basic estimate. Okay. And when you estimate, you're usually rounding to try and, when you estimate, you don't get exact answers, you're just sort of rounding to the nearest 10 or 100 or 1,000 or something like that. Okay, estimates or approximations to the answers of problems can be found by rounding numbers to the nearest 10, 100 or 1,000, just what I just said. If the next digit is 4 or less, so 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, then you always round down. Okay, if the next digit is 5 or above, so 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then you round up to the next number. Okay, leading digit approximation. Now these are notes that you need to take also. Please make sure that you take all these points down into your books. Your heading should be exercise 1H, your subheading estimating and rounding. Okay, leading digit approximation, if I can spit that out, rounds the first digit to the nearest 10 or 100 or 1,000. Alright, so for example 932, use the leading digit, the first digit out the front, and you look at, well, okay, I can round that to 900. Alright, because the next digit after that's a 3, so we round down. Alright, there's just an example. That's rounding to the nearest 100. If I was going to round to the nearest 1,000, then I'd obviously bump that up to 1,000. Depends what my other numbers are to which method or which one I'd use. For 968, I would use 1,000 because the next digit's a 6 after the 9, which means we round up, so we go up to 1,000. The symbol equal means approximately equal to. Alright, so that's all that is. No big deal with that one. Okay, round these numbers is indicated. So 86 to the nearest 10. So 86, our next numbers are 6, so it's 5 or above, so we go up to 90. That easy. 4,142 to the nearest 100. So we're looking at this one. So the 4 is going to be staying there at this stage. We look at this 4, which is 4 or less, so we go down. So it's 4,100. And look, I've done a bit of preparation. Let's check our answer. Whoops, don't want that. Want that. Let me, I can sort of, hang on, give me a sec. Oh, where am I going? Yeah, no, that's right. Oh, yeah, bear with me. Oh, I've lost it. Hang on. There we go. Thought I was prepared. There you go. 86 goes to 90, 4,142 goes to 4,100. Alright, so I have got those guys right. Just to show you, that's all. Estimate the answers to these problems by rounding each number to the leading digit. Okay, so here, 42 times 7, so rather than use the 42, I'm going to round to the leading digit, which is the 4, because the next numbers are 2, I'm going to end up with 40 times 7. Okay, and like we've done in the past with multiplying, I'm just going to multiply this 4 and the 7 together, and then add the 0 at the end. So 4 times 7, which is 28, and add the 0 at the end, 280. So my estimated answer is 280. So 42 times 7 is about 280, round about. Leading digit here, rounding to the leading digit, so I'm going to do both of these numbers. Now actually I could do that to 10 too, come to think of it. So I could end up doing 40 times 10 as well, but that really does give you a whacked out answer. Actually, I wouldn't go there. Don't do that one. Cancel that. Go with the easy numbers that you've got. And actually, let's check our solutions here. Yeah, see, 40 times 7. Yep, so you didn't need to do that to the 10. It does, it whacks it out too far. So 40 times 7. All right, this one now, we do need to round these to the leading digit. So 95, 9, so the 5 is being the next digit, which means I've got to round up to 100. Multiplied by, leading digit here is the 3. Next digit's a 2, so round 2. Round down to 300. So 100 times 300. Again, I'm going to drop just these zeros off. 100 times 3 gives me 300. Add my zeros back on. Gives me 30,000. So my answer is around about 30,000. And have I done that one correctly? 100 times 300. Yep, 30,000. There you go. I've done that one correctly. Go me. All right. So roundabout. It's not an exact answer, it's just an estimation. That's all we're after here, is just an estimation. So around about 30,000. 95 times 126 is around 30,000, around that mark. Alright, estimation with operations. So estimate the answers to these problems by rounding both numbers as indicated. So 115 times 92 to the nearest 100. So I've got to multiply these guys, round them both numbers to the nearest 100. So 115, there's my 100. There's my next number is a 1, so I go down, so it's actually 100 multiplied by, there's my 90. Yeah, well, it's obviously closest to 100, so I've got to do that to 100 as well. 92, got to go to the nearest 100. That's what it's telling me to do. Multiply these guys, drop these zeros off. 1 times 100 is 100. Add the zeros back on. Gives me 10,000. All right, so my answer there should be about 10,000. Let's check the answers here. Page down a bit. There we go. Here we are down here. 100 times 100, 10,000. If you can just see down the bottom there. Can I page up a bit more? All right. So I've got that one correct. Okay. 2,266 divided by 9 to the nearest 10. So I've got to do this guy to the nearest 10. So there's my 10 place value of 10s in there. So it's 2,200. Look at my next value, which is a 6, so I've got to round that up to a 7. So 2,270 divided by, that's at a 9, so it's got to be a 10. Alright, again, when we're dividing, I can get rid of the 0. At the moment, I will add it back on at the end. So 227 divided by 10, very easy. Well, that's all I've got to do, it's 227. What am I doing? Hang on, let me scratch that and let's rewind and go back. I'm not going to actually take that 0 off because it doesn't work for division. It's a bit different. Okay, so 227 divided by 10 is actually quite easy because we knock both zeros off. So that's what you've got to do in this case. So 227 divided by 1 is 227 is my answer for that one. Sometimes I know I'll confuse you guys. But anyway, hopefully you understand that. Ignore my last thing. 2,270 divided by 10, 227. Again, I've got that one correct. Yay. Go us. Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, no more slides. Alright, so that's estimation and rounding. Alright, so you're not after exact answers. So 2,266 divided by 9 is not 227. Alright, we're just estimating what the answer is. So if we round to the nearest 10 here, it does make it a lot easier, and we know the answer is going to be around 227. So 230 odd, roundabout. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for you and to you. The rounding is actually quite important, especially when you start working with decimals, understanding these in particular. Okay, when you round up and when you round down is really important to know, particularly when you're working with decimals, because it can affect your answer if you don't round correctly. Alright, hopefully that makes sense. 9-minute video. I'm doing pretty well with these. These are pretty short compared to last year. Anyway, that should set you up for exercise 1H. Any questions, make sure you come and see me. Yeah, good luck, and she'll see you in class.